Have you got man boobs and are you looking to get rid of them? This one's for you. Welcome back to the Mailman. My name is Punith, and if you're new, the Mailman is a brand focused on breaking the stigma around male body image issues and the mental health impact it can have on males of people of all ages, shapes, sizes, colours. If you are new, please do subscribe, comment, like, let me know what your experiences with your own male body image issues are or insecurities. There are lots of people watching, so your advice might help. It might help me. That's the purpose of this, to be fair, because I want to overcome my own issues by raising awareness for others who are secretly suffering in silence. So any advice would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, I've been putting off making this one because it's a real embarrassment for me. I've suffered with a bigger chest. I can't even bring myself to say man boobs. It's just such a embarrassing thing to say. I've suffered with this since basically the end of sort of primary school all the way to now. I've tried all sorts. I've tried extreme dieting, gymming. I mean, I still gym, but I've come to just basically get used to having a bigger chest. And whilst there is some muscle underneath there, there's also a lot of fat and tissue that just simply won't go. And that brings me on to the first point, I guess, is man boobs, or Gynecomastia as it's called. There's different forms. Now, as a young boy growing up, people's bodies change, especially in young male adults or teenagers. As hormones change, they start changing their body shapes. They put on weight in different places. Sometimes they can't control where that weight goes, and that's normal. That's just life. And if you're in that sort of age range, or sort of early teens, mid-teens, and you're starting to develop, a heavier, bigger chest, man boobs, the good news is that it will probably go. As you mature, as you grow further, perhaps starting to exercise, eating right, your moobs will naturally go. There's nothing to worry about. Right now you might be thinking it's the end of the world, you might feel like shit, you might feel embarrassed. But honestly, and speaking from experience, it will probably go. However, there is another form of gyno, which is the one that I've got. Now, I don't know what caused mine. I'm sure there's research somewhere that links it to unhealthy diets, processed foods, plastics, just perhaps general hormonal changes, but mine is a little bit more stubborn, because mine is that kind of appearance where no matter how much chest I do or how much fat I try and lose, there will always be a solid bit of tissue underneath, essentially where your nipple is. And the only real way to get rid of that, and I've looked into this because I got to a point where I was just done. I had enough with the way I looked, and I wanted to just get it gone once and for all. And the only real way of doing that is, unfortunately, surgery, which is a very common treatment apparently, speaking to a few surgeons out there at these different clinics. It's a really common bit of surgery that a lot of men go through. You just wouldn't know. It's fairly straightforward. There's kind of limited recovery time. Sounds like I'm selling it really, but no, I'm not telling you to go down that route of getting surgery. I'm basically encouraging you to find out what kind of gyno you have. Feel, you know, if you squeeze your pec, do you feel like it's soft and it's basically just fat? Almost like if you're squeezing your tummy, your stomach, do you feel like you've got a bit of, you know, just fat there? If you do, the good news is that, as I said, over time it will naturally just probably go. Or with a bit more focus on exercise and diet, it'll be far easier to get rid of that and get a regular looking chest. However, if you feel and squeeze around your pec area and you feel like it's really hard, unfortunately you have got a type of gyno which exercise and diet won't get rid of. I've even spoken to the doctor about, you know, hormone therapy and stuff like that, which may help to reduce it. And maybe for me, because it's quite late in my life to be doing that kind of stuff, they basically said, look, you can't, it's not going to make any difference. That tissue is like that gland, that tissue is so hard now, it's just there. You either get used to it or you get rid of it. Whereas if you're at a much earlier stage, perhaps speaking to a professional, speaking to a doctor about this, it may be possible to reverse that. I don't know, I'm just sort of brainstorming here, but it's not great news if you have that type of gynecomastia. Or you can do what I'm doing, and that is trying my absolute hardest to just embrace it and just live life without caring. It's a really hard thing to do, because even now on a daily basis going to work, I wear a compression top just to kind of flatten it down a little bit. And I know it's not perfect, but what is perfect? There is no right way of looking, but I just feel insanely uncomfortable wearing my clothes without that, almost like a protection layer underneath me, just to make bits look a little bit flatter. Do you know what I mean? It's just more comfort. But when I'm at home, obviously I don't care. You know, I'm free. I don't ever go shirtless really at home, but I wear my t-shirts, I wear my tops, without the need of feeling I need to flatten myself just to be hanging around with my family. I've kind of, and luckily, got over that part. So yeah, man boobs, they're not cool, they're embarrassing as fuck, and I've lived with them for now for what, almost 30 years, and I've struggled to get rid of them for 30 years. There's nothing I can really do right now apart from get used to them, live life, understand that this is just my way of looking. This is how God has created me, and if I want to change it, if I'm desperate to, which I kind of am, surgery is only the way to do it. But I'm really reluctant to do that because I don't really want to have surgery to get rid of something like that. So for now, I'm just choosing to embrace it and just try and just feel comfortable and not let it impact my confidence any more than it has done. Because this has gone on a long time. And frankly, if I see more people out there looking like me, but behaving with more confidence and just not caring and just doing what they want to do, it might encourage me to take that next step and just not worry about wearing a compression top every time I go out. Even little steps like that, for me, that would be huge. I'd love to get to that point where I can just get changed for work or get changed to go out somewhere and not worry about having to squeeze myself into this slimming vest. Baby steps. Let's start small. Because the truth is, we're all different. Yes, people with man boobs might be a bit of a minority. There might not be many people that look like us, but we're all built different. We're all human. Who says it's wrong to have man boobs? who says it's wrong to have fat in places that you can't necessarily control. And ultimately, we shouldn't be judging each other. You know, we're just as valid as one another. We shouldn't be caring about what other people look. Focus on yourself. And if you want to change something for you because you're not being bullied into doing it, and you just want to change and do something to make you feel more confident, you've got my blessing. Do it for you. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I've been Punith. Please do subscribe, like, comment, let me know. As I said, if you've had experiences with your own body image insecurities and you've found ways to feel more comfortable and confident in yourself, I would love to know. Ultimately, the whole point of this is to broadcast this brand, this message, make others aware that there are others like myself suffering with this sort of stuff, and help us all to just feel more comfortable and confident and build some self-worth. So subscribe, help push this brand out as much as we can, and I'll see you on the next one.